I think that's another situation that should stay behind closed doors. Um, we are to see what happens with any one of our players or with an owner or with a GM at a later date. I think when we all sit back and learn from the situation that happened, understand that what you could tweet or could say, and we always talk. We all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you're only thinking about yourself. So I don't believe I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke, and so many people could have been harmed, not only financially but physically, emotionally, spiritually. So just be careful what we tweet and we say and what we do. Even though yes, we do have freedom of speech, but there can be a lot of negative that comes with that too.
Yo, what's up, Frankie Diamonds TV? Hit that like button. So LeBron's tweet has everybody going fucking crazy, and the outrage is just it's wild out here. So before I even get into it, because I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I'm really invested into this, storyline, because I'm not really even in NBA mode yet. I don't typically start paying attention to basketball until around Christmas, and then All-Star break is when it really kicks off. But I mean, it's communism and there's a lot of shit going on over there in Hong Kong, and the NBA was out there for a week, and he's complaining about how inconvenient it was, and his tweets went viral. And he's like, let me clear up the confusion. I do not believe there was any consideration of the consequences and ramifications of this tweet. He's apologizing for his tweets. And what I see is, of course, there's a hypocrisy there because he's telling athletes they should just, not speak on it and mind their business. And it kind of reminds you of when that white reporter a couple of years ago told him that athletes should just shut up and dribble. Remember when he had attacked Donald Trump on Twitter, and since the Warriors declined to go to the White House and he called Donald Trump a bum and all of that. So the hypocrisy is there. Not taking that off the hook. But what I see is we're holding athletes and entertainers to a higher standard than the fucking president, aka Donald Trump, aka 45. These entertainers, especially these athletes, when they tweet out something controversial, they have to immediately apologize or delete it. I think LeBron already deleted the tweet, but we live in a screenshot era. It's out there forever. But he apologized and backtracked. And then he also went and said, my team in this league went through a difficult week. I just think people need to understand what a tweet or a statement can do to others, and I believe nobody stopped to consider what could happen, could have waited a week to send it. PR, damage control. Donald Trump gets up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning every day and tweet some of the wildest, most crazy, outlandish shit and stand on that shit, and nobody says anything. And I don't know if we're just immune to his nonsense, but we don't hold him to the same standard, it seems like, to athletes and entertainers. Antonio Brown went on a rant and called out Robert Kraft, and immediately, not even an hour later, his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, and his team made him delete the tweets. He didn't apologize, but they made him delete it. It's crazy that it's just nuts to me that athletes and entertainers have been held to a higher standard than the person that represents the country in the Oval Office. That's number one. Why are we doing that? Number two, LeBron has become like the ambassador or some kind of social justice warrior for, the NBA, and that's the problem. And Malcolm X said this in the 60s. We are not supposed to be expecting our entertainers to be our leaders. We're the only group of people, from Jews, Asians, whites, even the gay community. They don't ask Ellen DeGeneres and Elton John to speak for them. They got people, professionals who do this shit. Professional economists, professional social leaders. We don't have that type of leadership. So what we're doing is we're forcing by pressure, not by choice. We're forcing entertainers to be something that they're not. And that's social activists. LeBron didn't choose to be a social activist. He's accepted it, and they talk about things like that on his show, The Shop and everything, but he's just the best player of his generation. He's not a natural born activist. He's not Jim Brown. He's not Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? That's just not what it is. But people want him to be that because he's got so much popularity and influence, and that's the problem. Why are we trying to make people something that they're not? You know what I mean? You can't have it that way. We're the only group of people who expect entertainers to be our social leaders. And then when they say something that comes from an entertainer's perspective, you get upset about it. Now, if Jim Brown or somebody who really is about that activist life said this, I would have been disappointed. I'm not really disappointed, to be honest with you, because I didn't have expectations for LeBron. I never looked at LeBron like I would Jim Brown or Jesse Owens or Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? Those are just one of a kind at black people who were down for the power movement that just happen to be athletes. But we're trying to force athletes and entertainers to be something that they're not, rather it be LeBron, Jay-Z, whoever it may be. You know, they are who they are. Now, I'm not saying shut up and dribble, but a lot of them been never spoke and been dribbling for a long time. So, you know what I mean? It just depends on what standard do you set for LeBron James. Because I remember when Tamir Rice got gunned down in Cleveland, right in his backyard, and he was quiet on that. You know, I wasn't even disappointed because I never looked at LeBron like he was gonna do something. I kind of figured he wasn't gonna say anything. So this is what it is, and I think people just need to, lower your standards for these entertainers. These entertainers are not what you think they are. They are here to make a buck. They are here to entertain. Okay, rather it's sports, comedy, movies, films, TV. That's all it is. And the more you make more of it, the higher your expectations go, and you'll continue to be disappointed. With all that being said, like I say, but this is to me, it was about that and the standard that we set. Because Donald Trump can say whatever the fuck he want to say. And I haven't seen any tweet he's put out in the last 4 years of his presidency get the kind of outrage that LeBron got. Donald Trump damn sure don't apologize to nobody, because he can't lose endorsement deals. LeBron got Nike, he got movies, he can lose a lot from this. So, of course, he backtracked and did the right thing for his, for PR. But let me know what y'all think, man. I'm out.